Thank you. Perhaps I can stop there for now.
Thank you, Mr. Adesho. Mr. Baale, still working along the same lines, he spoke about franchising, but you operate in the bigger Nigerian economy now, and in the banking sector, in other sectors, we keep hearing of mergers and acquisitions. Is it possible in retail pharmacy?
In the morning, I spoke here, and I did mention it is simple. Time is ripe for pharmacies to get together. There are many models. If banks that used to compete together can merge, as big as they are, then why is it impossible for two pharmacies that already exist to merge? It has to do with self-pride, lack of sense of teamwork. I don't want to use the word selfishness, because at times people are always thinking about the fact that, so what will I leave behind that will belong exclusively to my kids? You know, that kind of thing. No. If all the other people wanted to leave something for their kids, they will not be able to partner to form banks. And those banks exist far longer than their own generations. After they must have gone, they still exist. One of the models, there are several models, but let's talk about some of the basic models that will work, that I believe could work. One, a model where young pharmacists who had never opened a pharmacy shop, there are 5 of you. You have what is called seed money to put together to start the first pharmacy, and to do maybe place in a very strategic location, and you do either a 24 hours coverage or you do a 14 hours coverage each day from early in the morning till late in the evening. And because you are doing so well, turnover is doing well, cash flow is okay, you are able to quickly open new pharmacies. And there is enough of member of the core funders to be to open new pharmacies under the same name. Over a period of time, some people will say it will not work, but I want to tell you it can work. Over a period of time, as we open new pharmacies, when checks are issued, they are issued in the name of a particular pharmacy. But remember, the majority of your sales on retail itself is cash. So it is the cash you collect, you take to the branch of the bank that you are using, and it is that same cash that it is paid into your account. So there will be no problem. You can still manage your business as a strategic business unit, and each pharmacy can stand on their own under the control of each person, but you are just using similar name. The second methodology is to look at pharmacies that have done very well in terms of retail. And I will explain to you this option. We have S Plus, we have Med Plus, we have Net Pharmacy. We have a couple of them that are opening in multiples. And I feel very encouraged. I've already opened, I'm not saying I've opened, but let's assume that I've opened Lere Baale Pharmacy. And nobody knows who is Lere Baale Pharmacy. So I can go to one of these and say, I would like to use your name to open my pharmacy. So you pay a particular fee on annual basis to retain that name. Health Plus or Med Plus, any of these chain pharmacy now comes to you and say, we have already, this is the standard we maintain in each of our shops. Our quality assurance manager will go around once in a while to ensure that I'm maintaining that minimum quality. If I'm not maintaining that minimum quality, they will withdraw the use of that name. First, it helps me to hit the ground rolling because I don't need to start to build the name Lere Baale Pharmacy. I already have a name that is acceptable. And that premium is worth it. I do know, for example, that a company like Julie used to be franchised and they had a maximum of 22 those days. They now had about 2. Julie Pharmacy, the same Julie Pharmacy. Now, Julie Pharmacy is mainly here and I think in Ado Ekiti now. But I go to places like Abuja, and I meet some top government officials who say that they buy their things in Julie. So at times I want to know, is Julie in Abuja? And I realized they were used to it when they were in Ikoyi before the relocation to Abuja, and they still buy. Now, if I'm going to use Julie Pharmacy to open a shop, say in Abuja, I could use the same name, but not necessarily. The banks will never mix. If we open two accounts in the same bank, they will never mix the money of one account to the other. Talk less of I open another account in Abuja, and they are running their own in Lagos. So, but I can hit the ground running in Abuja and take good advantage. Another model is a model of existing pharmacies. Existing pharmacies. I spoke about it briefly in the morning. Okpanube Pharmacy, Lere Pharmacy, Felix Pharmacy, Remy Pharmacy, Ayanlere Pharmacy. We choose that we want to form a new pharmacy under the initials of our names. Or we just pick a name. Like maybe you like a name like Shortman Devil Pharmacy. So which is a name that all of us could just pick. And then we call it that, and we already have pharmacies. Suddenly, the pharmacy shop that used to bear Lere Baale now bears a new name. And on my card, it bears the phrase that these pharmacies are also available in these locations. It starts to first of all quickly build a feeling that these are serious-minded people. Number two, even though we run this pharmacy under the same name, but we can still run each account independently. But it's behind the same pharmacy. But anytime Okpanu be needed to borrow money from a bank, it will collect the collation of all our turnover. If the turnover is 20 billion per annum, and it takes it to First Bank or Union Bank, the most conservative bank, they will listen to him. If the turnover is 2 million naira, and he takes it to the most friendly bank, they will not look at him. So our collective turnover starts to do the job. Please, I know I've consulted for banks, I've consulted for other industry. What the bankers are loyal to is not your fine face, it's the turnover. Now, that's why, because some people are annoyed, that's why they give Otedola, By Courtney, Jima Ibrahim, they give them loan without asking for the leg of their father and the head of the mother. Because what they have already as turnover is sufficient. And what they turn around on monthly basis is sufficient for them to make a projection that these people will pay me back within so number of months. But when you are a single pharmacy, I say, where are you? Say, I'm located somewhere in Okokomaiko. I say, which address? They can't find it on map. Now, you start to have challenges. So there are many models like that. An existing pharmacy, a non-existing pharmacy, and those ones that can just buy into franchise. And it works everywhere. It is possible. It's working in US. And I know it can work in this country. But pharmacies must believe it can work. If we do not do this job on time, let me tell you the competition that will come. As I speak to you, we know that about 150 Walmart, I hope all of you are familiar with Walmart, shops will be opened in Nigeria in the next 3 years. 150. They are being funded, they are entering Africa through a company in South Africa who is saying the business opportunity lies more even in Nigeria than in South Africa. When Walmart comes, because you better listen very well, your competition will not be with Earth Plus. Your competition will not be with Julie Pharmacy or Med Plus or Net Pharmacy. It will be with credible pharmacy that may come on the platform of Walmart. It is easy for Walmart to accept partnership with Walgreens, with CVS, with Rite Aid in US than it is for them to accept franchise with Lere Baale Pharmacy. Now, you know already they are coming. why not set up the competition and change the rules of the game before the game itself begins? I believe it's useful. If we do not also do that, there are people within this country who are working on plans to bring in Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and some other, including Boots, to come to this country. I shared with some people, I did some project for a very big person some few years ago. And I tried to warn this person that unless you reach out very quickly to McDonald's and reach out very quickly to KFC and Starbucks, because he already has the resources, including the sites, all that is required is just key into them. Unless we dance to the tune of these people and then you key into them so that they can use your site that already exists, they will come on their own and they will float, and they will become much more credible than you using your own name. Nigerians want to use their own name. For God's sake. Why can't I use a German name? Who cares? In as far as it brings money to me. Not all of us will end up at Unilever. Not all of us will end up at Cadbury. Let's just use a name. What is more important is that we build a legacy and a business that is bigger